Hello, good morning and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United transfer news daily, going through all the latest Manchester United transfer news and giving it that real fan opinion. And we've got it's always good three names to talk about. There's actually about 4 or 5, but let's straight into it. James, well, I've got a joke to tell you first, actually. Did get a message on the video we did last night from a Liverpool fan say, stop going on about Griezmann to Manchester United. Liverpool have got the money to pay the buyout clause, so why can't he sign for us? It's a joke. I thought it was a joke, but actually it's genuine. They really do think, stick to your Chelsea youth rejects, because that's about your limit. And apparently Arsenal have been and bought some 6.8 million striker from God knows where that I've never heard of before, but they're on the decline, those clubs, big time. Let's stick with the real big boys, which is Manchester United. I want to start off with James Rodriguez. Obviously, we've spoken about him quite a lot recently, but apparently he's turned down a deal to Inter Milan because he wants to come to Manchester United. We've heard all this before. 2 or 3 weeks ago, wasn't it? Sky Sports were saying that it's a done deal that Rodriguez was going to come to Manchester United. Look, I don't think there's anything new to report on there. James Rodriguez wants to come to Manchester United. I've been saying it for months. James Rodriguez, if he can come to Manchester United, he will come. It's a big step up for him from being on the bench at Real Madrid. I'm sure he wants to come. But the question and the most important factor in all this is, do Manchester United and Jose Mourinho want James Rodriguez and his wand of a left foot? If he comes, I'm happy. He's a good player. I think he'll give us something. But I do think he's a bit of a luxury. I think he's a luxury in positions that we've already got Mata and Mkhitaryan and Griezmann. And I want a winger who's an out-and-out winger, who's got pace and skill and can just run at somebody and put a decent ball in the box. Now, Rodriguez can put a decent ball in the box, but pace-wise, he's not massively quicker than Mkhitaryan or Mata. So it's whether Manchester United want him and they want to spend 50 million on him. I'm not convinced it's going to happen, but that is the update. Apparently, he's turned down Inter because he wants to come to us. Or, if you read it better, Rodriguez and Morata haven't committed to their new clubs yet because they may well be being used as make-weights as part of the De Gea deal. Well, De Gea is apparently a player that Manchester United think that they can keep now. In fact, they're quite confident that they can rebuff Madrid's advances as long as De Gea sticks with Manchester United and doesn't force a move. Big ifs. I still believe that David De Gea will leave Manchester United, but if we can keep him, I would class him, just like Pereira coming back from loan, as a fantastic summer signing, because De Gea is, as I've said many a time, the #1 goalkeeper in the world for me. I wouldn't swap him for anybody, so I don't want him to go. I just feel that he will go, and I don't want him to go. I want him to stay, but I just think he's going to go to Real Madrid at some point, and I really do think it will be this summer. But if Manchester United are confident they can keep him, fantastic. But I do feel that the writing's on the wall, and it goes back to many things, but not playing in the Europa League final just sort of, for me, sort of spelt that out. Robert Lewandowski. Now, I mention him because he's a good player. I mean, he scores goals for fun. Wanted him when he went from Dortmund to Bayern Munich. Would more than welcome him now. He is 29 years of age. He is contracted to Bayern Munich for another 4 years. So why would he be of interest to Manchester United? Well, we need a number 9. That's one. Also, he was in Monaco on the same day as Jose Mourinho at the weekend. So this is slim. This is very, very slim. But at 6'1", like I say, 29, very experienced. I know some of you probably say he's a little bit old, but when we're talking about number 9s, I've noticed a few of you mentioned Robert Lewandowski, and you've said, why do you never mention him? Well, to be honest with you, I don't mention him because I just really don't think the deal could be done. But if you're looking for a number 9 to replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic, you know what? If I had the choice of anybody, and I would choose Ronaldo, as I've said before, I probably never have considered Lewandowski. His goals to game ratio is fantastic. He scores all sorts of goals, and I think in the Premier League he would score a lot of goals. But I just cannot see him moving away from Bayern Munich. If he did come to us, great off both feet, good movement, very good in the box, skillful, experienced. He's got the whole lot. And as a foil or replacement to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he would be fantastic. But just because he was in Monaco at the weekend at the same time as Jose Mourinho, there's also a club called Monaco, which is in Monaco, where there's 3 or 4 other players that I think that we're more likely to be looking at than we would be at Lewandowski. So I don't see anything in it. But as I always say never with Manchester United, because it can happen. But I would be very surprised if we signed Lewandowski. However, Andrea Belletti is a player that I'm not going to be surprised if we sign. Apparently we're in a three-way battle with Arsenal and Chelsea, so you can straight away call that a two-way battle, because there's no way Belotti is going to go to Arsenal, and there's no way Arsenal would be competing for an £80 million striker. Not a chance in hell. So Chelsea or Manchester United for Belotti, I think Chelsea have got as good a chance as anybody, but the reality is Chelsea are going to lose Diego Costa, or Starbucks, this summer, as I call him, and many others do. They are going to lose him this summer, so they're going to need a number 9. And a lot of the number 9s that they're getting linked to are the same number 9s that we're getting linked to. So your Lukaku's, your Moratas, obviously Aubameyangs, and Belotti. What do I think about Belotti? Well, I spoke about him on the show last night, so I don't want to go massively into it, but he's a very, very good striker in an unfashionable team. I mean, Torino, well known in Serie A, but they're not that fashionable, and he scored a lot of goals and what can he do in a better team is what I would say. He scores goals with both feet. He's actually quite good in the air. He's just under 6 foot. He's got good movement. He holds the ball up well. He was formerly a winger, so he's quite skillful as well. The only concern with in fact I think I'd put down what Belotti's stats were this season, which is a little bit disappointing. No, I haven't. But the only concern with Belotti is whether he can adapt from the Serie A into the Premier League. But I think he can. I think he can, because you look at strikers of the past from the Italian league, whether it's Vialli, who Belotti is quite similar to, or your Zolas, or your Ravanellis. The strikers have been okay. It tends to be the defenders that struggle. Contracted to Torino till 2021. Just turned 23 years of age. To be honest, based on the season he's had, I'd put a £60 million bid in and see if that did it. Because if you could get him for 60 million, which is probably about the same money you pay for Lukaku, I think you're buying a striker that's going to be one of the best in Europe over the next couple of years. So I would very much welcome Belotti to Manchester United. And I think what's going to happen with United is I think we're going to get Griezmann very soon in the next 2 weeks tops. Hopefully get Fabinho, Perisic and Keane potentially, and a number 9. And then I think that might be our business done. There might be more if De Gea goes, and I'm sure we're going to sign a goalkeeper. But I'm convinced that Griezmann will come in and we'll get a number 9 as well. And I think that get the Griezmann deal done. It's going to be the signing of the summer. It's going to be the one that we're most interested in. But once it is done, I'm convinced we're going to sign a number 9. And as I said, there's so many options out there. There is a bit of competition because Chelsea want one. I'm sure Real Madrid will want one. Maybe Barcelona, PSG. But there's enough out there. There's enough out there. And each of them have their merits. Whether it's Lukaku, Belotti, Aubameyang, Morata. And then there's others that I do like. You know, your Ricardis. Is there a chance of someone like is there a chance that someone like Ronaldo would move? Probably not. But a Bale can play up front. So there's lots of options, and it's very exciting. And I'll be amazed and very disappointed if we are not in the market for a number 9, because we do need one. I wouldn't be trusting Zlatan next year, and I'm not convinced that Rashford is quite ready. So there you go. That's your update on today's news. You want a bit of, I haven't mentioned the left field signing, but I have mentioned him before, and I just want to mention him again as somebody that potentially that we could move for, because they're coming up towards their end of their contract. Because we're talking about strikers, Alexis Sanchez. As I said last night, I just think he'll go to Bayern Munich. But there's part of me just thinks, well, we did Robin van Persie before. Would you be happy if we got Griezmann and Sanchez and that was it as our attacking players? And I just want I've not mentioned it before, and I want to mention it here. Look. I'm doing that look thing a lot as well. Alexis Sanchez is very welcome at Manchester United, but if we get Griezmann, I would rather we got Griezmann and Belotti, or a Griezmann or an Aubameyang, or a Griezmann and a Lukaku, than a Griezmann and a Sanchez, because I think Sanchez has been very, very good for Arsenal, but I don't see him as an out-and-out number 9. And I think Manchester United, especially the great positive I've had with Griezmann this season, get the names out, Ibrahimovic, not Abramovich, he'd be crap. Ibrahimovic, I should have just said Zlatan this year, is having a proper number 9 up front. We've not really had that for a couple of years because it's just not worked out. So a proper number 9 up front, I think, is what we need. An out-and-out number 9 who's going to bring us goals. So I want a number 9. I want Griezmann at number 10, and I want a number 9. And I want them to be an Aubameyang or dream Lewandowski or Ronaldo. But if not, Belotti, Aubameyang, Icardi, Morata, even Lukaku, just want an out-and-out number 9. I don't know what you lot think about that, but that's my thoughts in relation to that. This is the United Stand. It is the Transfer Daily. Please do drop a like and support the channel if you would. It would be really appreciated. I know I've heard about the tomorrow's news today, but I actually had a little look. Tomorrow's news tonight. More like last week's news today. I mean, what was it? Perisic, Griezmann and Rodriguez? Really? That's cutting edge news, is it? From a bedroom, from somebody who's openly said that they hate transfers. Boom! I'm hyped about Perisic. Each to their own, but I think we know who's into transfers and who talks about transfers and knows who they're on about it, and most of it comes from you lot. So thanks, keep supporting us. It is the United Stand. Like the video and get involved, and let the others let the others crack on. But we all know what they're trying to do. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. Back tonight at 8:30, and well, we could be back before that. Let's see what happens. There could be anything happening. It was a good day yesterday with United. Let's see what we get today. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon.